The Coaching Clubhouse Extra Shot.
That boundaries between work and home are still very blurred after COVID. And I think people are struggling. And I think people have lost the ability to switch off and reset when they get back home, or if they're just working from home. So I think organizations are just encouraging people and are waking up to the fact that actually team building and team wellbeing isn't just a nice to have. I think it's really central to performance. So like breathwork, because it's so immediate, it's something teams can actually feel, in the moment, just from a single session. So I think companies are really kind of like getting excited about breathwork. And, there's been just a big upward trend in, even for myself, I'm getting so much more work in that space. I think like that kind of team togetherness, I think like when that starts kind of falling, I think creativity stops as well. I think collaboration gets harder. And I think people start kind of protecting their own kind of like patch rather than opening up. So I think with breathwork, what it does, it kind of like gets a team together. It's an experience. You get to kind of like be in the space. So I think, from what you're saying as well, creating experiences and, just how like everything's changing in the workplace. I think people's mindsets are changing and are becoming more open to not just like your typical away day, when you go and just hear someone have a chat about leadership or, that kind of thing. I think, people are just being more open now, which is lovely to see. I think there's definitely a lot of noise on social media about it. People are talking more about breath work. There's been books being published. So I think actually people are buying into it now. I think, it's such a simple tool. And I think that's what's so beautiful. You can use it at your desk. You can use it on the commute. You can use it anywhere. So, and doing these workshops, it's about education. It's about giving people the tools, saying, actually, you've got your breath. It's so simple. These are the techniques you can use to help yourself in certain situations. And I think once people start understanding how powerful the breath is, I think, this growing trend will continue.